Hello, everyone. Bob Thibodeau here. Today, we're going to be going over part 9 of the top 10 reasons why newbie internet marketers, and for that matter, just not newbies, but why internet marketers fail. And the number one reason, well, we already had a lot of number ones, didn't we? But today's reason is lack of confidence. Okay? This may sound like a repeat because I've covered this in other areas, but this overlaps in so many different. Lack of confidence will overlap in so many different areas. I just felt it needed its own subject matter and category, because lack of confidence will kill the business of many internet marketers, especially newbies when they're trying to get going. I mean, they'll begin with some lofty goals and often misguided plans. They believe this is going to be easy money. As they dig deeper into the planning of the business model, things often don't appear as rosy as what they had first thought. I mean, it's easy to think, I'll build a website and they will come. I'll put products on it and they will buy. And just sit back and collect money as people order from you. They order your products online and massive amounts of money is flowing into your bank accounts, as some of these big gurus say. But it's usually not like that. You see, reality will soon begin to set in. Maybe the website's more technical than they first anticipated. It's even taking longer to set up than they planned. Then there's difficulty of tying everything together. They got to get an autoresponder. What is that anyway? And then tying all that into a PayPal account and product generation. Where did they get the information to develop a product from? Is it PLR? What's PLR? And when I purchase it, why can't I just resell it? What do you mean repurpose it? What does that mean? How do I do that? Should I just create my own product? How do I do all of this? Then there's, generating traffic. How do you do that? Where does the traffic come from? Web hosting. Who's going to host your website? Are they capable of hosting an internet marketing site with massive amounts of traffic coming to it? And then there's advertising. Where are you going to get the traffic from? How are they going to know you're out there? All these things have to be taken into account. So soon, confidence begins to wane. And as that begins to happen, the marketer will begin to think, this is a lot harder than I thought. And perhaps one day, over coffee, they're telling a friend of theirs, or you're telling a friend of yours, or a close relative about, what your internet marketing plans are. And then this friend will tell them about a friend of theirs who knew someone who had a friend that tried that internet marketing thing, and they lost thousands of dollars. And soon, the doubts begin to take root in their mind. And as they continue to struggle to make the perfect website, make the perfect business model, they begin to think, maybe I'm not as computer savvy as I first thought. And every time they have lunch or coffee again with their friend, they're asked at some point, how's that internet marketing thing going? Have you made any money yet? When the reply is, no, not yet, but I'm working on it, they get the look. You know what I'm talking about? The look. Is the eyes, he takes a sip of coffee and the eyes make contact, and there's that, you poor sap. When are you going to realize you can't do it? And that'll just erode your confidence even more. In order to do well, in order to hold your head high in your friend's presence, you need to launch your business product as soon as possible. Even if it's not perfect, get it done. Launch something. You should take no more than 30 days from conception and development and launching your product. 45 at the absolute most. That's if it's a technical product you're developing. But shoot for 30 days. Then test and evaluate what you got. Because even if it's not perfect, you got to get something out there to test. As I covered last time, test and evaluate, make adjustments, then launch again. Test and evaluate, make adjustments, and launch again. Test and evaluate, make adjustments, and launch again. And you continue doing that until you receive consistent sales and you see these sales beginning to be developed, you have to launch your product. You have to send traffic. Don't spend a lot of money on test and evaluation. Test it to a small portion of your list. Send traffic, track the results, and at just one thing, and one thing only. One thing at a time. Send traffic again, evaluate the results. Once you see consistent sales beginning to develop, stop testing and launch big. Well, what do you mean by that? Launch big. Well, think about it. You've launched, you've evaluated, you tweaked, you launched again. Now you're seeing whatever the last adjustment was, it worked. More sales have come in than ever before. Now is when you want to go ahead and launch to your entire list. Now is the time when you want to get more people joining your list. So send those solo ads or whatever you decide to do is your advertising source. Launch big. And when the sales come in, save some of that money. Right? Save it. Don't go out and buy a new car and all that because your next product may be a flop. Save some of the money for test and evaluation. Save some more of that money for new product development. Those are the areas most people will begin to experience problems in. They have one big successful launch and they think, we got it made now, we know the secret. But the next product, the next 2 products, next 3 products don't generate anywhere near that amount of sales. So don't quit your day job yet, is what I'm trying to get to. All right? And when you go in and test and evaluate, only change one thing. And only one thing. And test and evaluate all over. If sales increase, great. If not, change it back and change something else. What's going to build your confidence faster? Taking 12 months to develop what you think is the perfect website or you think is the perfect product, even though you haven't tested it yet? Remember what I've been saying through this whole series. You have to launch as soon as possible or face the possibility of never launching at all. And never finding out if the dream you have of being successful could have been made or not. What's going to make you more confident? Taking 12 months and wondering? Or just go ahead, develop it, launch it, tweak it, launch, tweak it, launch, evaluate, tweak it, launch, and then seeing money. Even the first $10 in sales in your bank account, in your PayPal account, when you get up and check the computer the first thing in the morning, you've seen a sale or 2 that happened. I remember that. How exciting was that? Because now you will know you can make a sale. You just got to find out what it was that person seen that made them buy. And tweak and evaluate. And when sales become consistent, launch big. Look, you have to develop quickly what it is you're going to try and sell. Don't worry about perfection because you can adjust on the fly. Remember to launch small, not big. Evaluate the results. Tweaking one thing only, changing the font color or changing the size of the font or changing the graphics. Don't change all 3 at once because if all of a sudden sales start flowing in, you don't know what's bringing them in. So change one thing and one thing only. Repeat the test and evaluate until sales become consistent. Then, and only then, should you launch big and spend money on advertising, sending people to your sales page. And then sit back and reap your rewards. Next time we'll be going over part 10 of the top 10 reasons why internet marketers fail. Till then, this is Bob Thibodeau telling you we will talk soon.